Hey everybody, today we have a really fun little pattern. It is by Terry Scardeville Johnson. It's called Gogglez. It's a very whimsical one. First off, you draw a circle and then two circles next to each other and so forth. Then you aura those. I like to, if you've watched me at any time, you'll know that I like to do it the other way around. If there's going to be an aura, I like to do the littler one first and do the bigger one around the outside. It's just me. It's how I prefer. Then there's a dot in the middle, either kind of in the middle or off to the side, right? And then number 4 is to connect these dots with a ribbon-like string. Number 5 is to put little dots around the outside. And number 6, if you should choose, you can fill in that ribbon. And you have these goggly-eyed, like underwater swimming goggle things. Reminds me very much of Minions, right? So there's the sample that uses these goggles, and I'm just going to see what I can do with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to add bits or if it's just going to be the main focus, or obviously it's going to be the main focus, but I don't know if I'm going to do a mono tangle or if I'm going to do like the sample here and have some more underwatery kind of bits to my thing here. But I think I'm going to start with, I like the idea of having a single one and then a couple of double ones and then a single one. And I think I'm going to start them relatively large. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to do that and then do the aura. I see why they did the outside ones first, because when you go to do the double one, you want the rings to touch, which means then you'll have to do the aura on the inside. Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Okay. And then maybe a couple here. And I think I'm going to just put them randomly on my tile. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to randomly play with scale. I might even make one bigger than the other, or oval. I guess I could do, let me try an oval. We're just playing. Just playing. Is that enough eyes? I think so. Okay, so then the next step is to do the ribbon-ish thing. And I need to decide how these are going to be all like connected, or if they're not connected or what. So I think this one's going to be connected to this one. I don't know how I want to end that yet, so. Yeah, what the heck? We're just going to connect them all into one big kind of a loopy thing. I think I can do that. It's just going to end. All right. Something like that. We're just going to have them all connected to each other. And then I didn't place the eyeballs going one direction or another yet. I missed the eyeball step. But that's okay, because I think I needed to decide which direction things were running here first. Oops, that got kind of full. There. These are fun, huh? And yes, I know I just made that guy go with his eyes 2 different directions. I did that on purpose. Very cartoony. I like it. Okay. So now around the outside of the little goggle things, we want some dots. I don't think it matters how many. Just to tie them all together here. And I don't think I'm like gonna color in my ribbon thing. Yeah, I think maybe. I think the strap really needs to be colored in to really make it seem like it's, you know, the rubber neoprene scuba diving kind of a thing. But those are really cute. I like them, especially that one. But I do think probably are going to have to color this in just to really make it be the focal point. And then I think I'm going to put some sort of background underwater thing, but I don't think I'm going to do exactly what, definitely not going to do exactly what they did, because, you know, I never do what somebody else does anyway. Even if I tried, it wouldn't come out the same. So I'm not going to try. Probably do maybe some Sanibel or some sand swirl. Really like sand swirl because it can go all different directions, and that may be the direction I'm going to go here. I don't know. It kind of comes to me as I draw. And where does it come from? I don't know. I just am led. It's part of the creative gift, and you start to develop it as you go, and you start to listen to your own intuition. You know, you have a gift and a talent, and you have many gifts and talents. I was continuing to read that book I've been reading. Some of you know if you've been following me. Reading this series of books, and I don't remember which video it was, but I had put a link to the book, to book 1 anyway, on one of my videos. I don't remember which one it is though. And I'm continuing with that book. I am now in book 5. There, I can feel it. It's starting to kind of wrap up a little bit. I'm still very invested in this family. The daughter has not had the baby yet, so there's no grandchildren yet. But all sorts of exciting things have happened to these characters, and they've made it to a new land where everybody does the work that they need to get done within the first 4 or 5 hours of the day. Then they have their midday meal. And after their midday meal, their life is free time. And they can explore all sorts of things. And in this book, they talk about, you know, people who, and they change careers all the time because they're not being paid. Everybody works for free. Everybody gets stuff for free. The community just helps each other. There's no monetary gain. There's no richer or poorer. Everybody's sort of even and equal, and very, very interesting community. And so they talk about a person who was a weaver, who was interested in making new dyes for her cloth, and she while she was making the dyes for the cloth out of various natural materials, she wondered if these boiled down plants were tasty, and so she tried them. And then as she tried them, she thought, well, maybe they can help with, she found medicinal purposes out of them, and she moved forward from that to do something else. And very, very interesting how she progressed from one thought to another, continuing on and growing and doing something new and different all the time. And that just really resonated with me as an artist, that you don't stick with the same thing all the time, that you try something new, you grow, you do different stuff. And the more you learn, the more you are inquisitive. And the more inquisitive you are, the more you ask questions. Well, what if I do it this way? What if I do it that way? What if I try, like this tangle, for example? It's not, no big thing. I'm not curing cancer or anything. But, what if I take that basic tangle and I make them longer, I make them wider, I make them bigger, I make them smaller? What happens? And when you start asking questions and going through the answers to the questions, you learn all sorts of things about yourself, and you grow as an artist, and you grow as a person. And I find this absolutely fascinating. So, I hope that you do this in your art as well. There are some things that I just really enjoy drawing. Sand swirl is one of them. And here it comes again. I hadn't planned on sand swirl exactly, but it feels ocean-y, and I really enjoy drawing it. And every time I draw it, I feel like I maybe do it just slightly different. And I get something new out of it each time I draw it. And it puts me in a happy place. And that's more important than anything else, is you want to be in a happy place. And explore things. You've always wanted to be, always wanted to be a builder. Build stuff. You've always wanted to fly an airplane. Learn about it. Study. Become a pilot. You don't want to really be a pilot in real life because, I don't know, you can't afford an airplane. Cool, get a model airplane. Join a club. Find a friend who has one. All sorts of things. There's limitless possibilities out there in the world. People just they limit themselves too much, I think. I just love this. This is one of my favorites. And see how you can make it just organic and grow however it just feels natural to do. I'm not paying any real attention to where I'm starting. I'm just doing it. Some are going one way, some are going another, some are going behind and front. Little tile is telling me it wants some tipple in here too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that when I'm done with the sand swirls. And if you don't know what these patterns are, you can always look them up. If I remember while I'm drawing extra patterns that are not part of the daily tangle, I try to tell you the names. Sometimes I don't remember the names, and you know, afterwards I try to remember to go back and find the names for you. But usually if I'm doing a pattern and I'm doing things around it, the things I do around it are usually what I call my go-to patterns, and there are ones that I absolutely know the names of, like this one. Just kind of looking at it, deciding where it needs to have a little bit of something. You can always add the tipple in there. To go the other way. All right, that looks pretty good. Now it needs some tipple in there. Don't think it needs to be everywhere. First I thought I needed it everywhere, but I think not. Just needs some. And that helps balance with the circular Google eye thing. Goggles. Not Googles, goggles. Let's see, over here. What do you think? I think it's done. That's a lot in there. Wow. Okay. And I'm not even sure that it needs, I could put some shading, but I'm not even sure it really needs a lot of shading. I'm gonna maybe do a little bit, but I don't think it really is calling for a whole lot. Okay, this is G-O-G-L-E. Oops, it's a Z. G-O-G-G-L-E-Z, not S. I'm just going to do just a teeny tiny bit of shading, not a whole lot, just a couple of spaces. Because I think it's busy enough. I don't think it needs much. Just going to do a couple of spots. And the really overlappy bits. Just a little bit. Nothing dramatic. This one's going to be kind of subtle. Try to get them all blended out. And then I can use the end of this stump, it's pretty dirty, to just do a few, even where I didn't put any pencil. I can just blend that out a little bit. Just a bit of subtle shading here and there. Nothing, no big deal. I think like that is plenty. Just a little bit. All right, there we go. There is Gogglez. Zoom in. Oops. Scooch back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There we go. There is today's daily tangle. That was kind of fun. Look at how fun that is. Oh, absolutely. That one's fun. You guys enjoy this one. Play with it. You know, I want to see your work. Nobody's showing me their work. Go over to Draw Tangles with Dawn at Facebook and post your work for me. I want to see it. Either that, or if you're in my Zentangle Explorations group, post it there. Or over at Tangle It Pattern Club. Absolutely. Tangle It Pattern Club on Facebook. This is where I'm getting all of my inspiration. The patterns are at patterncollections.com. That's where the list of daily focus patterns are. But I'm really just invested in Tangle It Pattern Club. They are a great group of people who are really invested in enjoying patterns and pattern making, and just all sorts of new stuff coming up practically every day. I think there's no end to patterns. There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of them. I will be busy for a while. All right, you guys have a really blessed day. I will see you tomorrow. Who knows what the next one is? I haven't looked ahead. And yeah, you guys have a blessed afternoon. Bye-bye.